Where did your interest, not necessarily interest in prayer, but like your intentionality in praying for, on your IG lives, like where did that come about?
So, at least for me, it kind of really kicked in maybe transitioning from 2019 to 2020. I was going through a lot of transition at that time, and I actually ended up moving, and I didn't have my community as far as like when it came to church to like go ahead and pray and exercise that intentionality that I had the way that I was accustomed to doing it. And one day I kind of just went on live, and I went ahead and I was like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and just pray. Anybody that wants the prayer can go ahead and join. And after kind of just doing it, I kind of just had this conversation with God where it was just like, I'm not the only one that needs prayer. And I know that when two or more united together, that He's there, He's listening. And I kind
Amen.
of just find it in my heart, in my spirit, where it was like, God was literally using it. Because I'll be honest, I don't mind, getting on top of a podium, things like that. But when it came to like being on camera, I did not like it at all.
Really?
Yeah, it wasn't something that I personally like. I'm just a person, I don't like to hear the feedback in a video. um, but it was just a way for God to kind of just mold me and prepare me, not only to go ahead and pray with others, but actually being able to build a community with others who are looking for the same exact thing. And I think it's just super dope that whenever I am able to go ahead and go live, that I have familiar faces and even new faces, that they come on there, and it's just like just being able to be a vessel in a way where it's like I may not be able to be in your city or just in your physical presence, but it's just like being able to communicate and just come together and pray for each other in that way is just a beautiful thing. But it was more so like it didn't start off as a consistent thing. I kind of started it. Then after a while, I did it like 7 days a week, and I couldn't do it no more. I was like, yo,
Yeah.
this is a lot. And I stepped away from it. I had a lot of like soul searching to do within inside myself, and I would always ask God, like, I'm an imperfect person. Like, how can I go out here and pray with people and pray for others when I feel like there's so much that I need to fix within myself? And it was just like God telling me, like, as far as being disciplined with certain areas of your life, like, don't question why. Just know this is what I'm asking you to do. And I'm like,
Woo.
so, I'm like, all right. And even being accountable, like holding myself accountable has been a challenge because I work, a 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. And I travel a lot. So it's just like being able to keep myself accountable, and even the community keeping me accountable too, where they'll hit me up and be like, hey, where's the prayer this week, this, that, and the third. So I think it's just been really dope. And God just having me be intentional with that, where it was like, you never know who needs the prayer. And that was
Right.
basically my biggest thing. So I was like, we're just going to keep it moving.
So as far as like praying, I don't mind, praying for others and whatnot, but like, kind of like what you were talking about, like it sometimes feels draining. Not that I don't want to obviously pray for others, but that it's like I'm constantly. I
Pouring
almost feel
into
like,
others.
yeah, like I'm pouring into others, but I almost kind of feel like I'm slowly taking their burdens. Like I start to almost overly think about like, man, I really hope that stuff's going really well with them, like all that kind of stuff. And
Yeah.
so, talent is great, but your character, your heart, who you truly are, especially when you're not on a stage, right? You're not behind the scenes stuff or whatever. That is what draws me more to a person. I really could care less if a relationship can take me anywhere if that relationship isn't authentic and built on, especially the foundation of Christ as well. So that was shout out to you for you doing that in that time and just all the people who got blessed. Is that something that you are still currently keeping up with?
It is. I mean, last week I didn't get to do it just because it was such a crazy week, but it is something that I still keep up with. Um, for the most part, I always ask for prayer requests if needed. Kind of just send it to my DM, pray on my own. But yeah, last week was a crazy week. I overbooked myself, and that was my fault. But for the most part, I am keeping up with it, and it's actually the best part of my week when I think about it in hindsight. Um, just because, at least for me, it's just like at that moment, it doesn't really matter what else is going on in my life. It's like, all right, we're gonna go see God's face, and who's gonna come with me?